Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the SAP SuccessFactors second half 2023 release update. This is part of AKT's Insightful series. I am Evgenia Antoniou, and I will be facilitating today's webinar. We are delighted to have you all here. Please note that all attendees are currently in listen-only mode. You can ask questions through the text box on your panel, or you can reach us via email at info@aktglobal.com. Before I introduce our panelists, let me first introduce AKT to those who are joining us for the first time. AKT is a leading global consultancy specializing in people experience management cloud solutions. AKT has also been an SAP Gold Partner for an outstanding 14 years. With a team of over 250 consultants spread across various countries, including the UK, Germany, France, Czech Republic, Israel, South Africa, Switzerland, and the US, we provide comprehensive strategy and advisory services along with top-notch system implementation programs. In line with today's release management webinar, AKT offers a wide range of application management services and support to help you effectively sustain and optimize your SuccessFactors system. Our expertise extends across the SAP ecosystem, encompassing SuccessFactors, Qualtrics, Concur, Centrical, and Shortways. Thank you all for trusting AKT to deliver the SuccessFactors half-year release highlights and insights. Now, let me introduce our presenters for today. Ran, Roy, Zveta, Arti, Adam, Sharon, and Danny will drive us through the best and the brightest updates of this thrilling release on learning, work zone, performance and goals and continuous performance management, succession and development, compensation, analytics, talent intelligence hub, and opportunity marketplace. We know some of you and your organizations might be going through tough times or finding it challenging to meet your daily operational requirements. Understanding the additional effort it may take to ensure that your organization embraces the latest system innovations, we are going to highlight quick wins denoted by the thumbs up icon. Quick wins refer to features or enhancements you can easily implement or adopt by adding limited or minimum effort. A quick reminder on dates. These new features are already available for you in your preview instance since October 20th and will be in your production by the end of next week, November 17th. And with this release, it seems that SAP is truly stepping up their game. Tools such as Joule, the AI-powered technology, the improved integration with Microsoft Teams, Talent Intelligence Hub, and Opportunity Marketplace are poised to significantly transform the landscape for SuccessFactors users. We are eager to utilize these tools and be assured that we will be conducting follow-up sessions and dedicated webinars to provide additional information and keep you up to date. In the meantime, you can access all the necessary information about these release enhancements on the What's New viewer page. Utilize the filters, add or remove relevant columns, and review feature updates and demos according to your needs and your organization's roadmap. Now, let's delve into today's first highlight on learning and Ran. Over to you, Ran.
Thanks, Evgenia. Hi, everyone. I'm Ran Shapira, and today I'll walk you through the insights of this release for learning. The main package of enhancements delivered in this release for SuccessFactors Learning are under the title of New Learning Experience. This is in line with the focus of SAP on the experience of the user rather than just on more functionality. A better experience creates more engagement from the user and ultimately improves the learning. Under this title of New Learning Experience, we can find the following enhancements: the New Learning homepage, enhanced search, and personalized recommendations. We will now review the main related enhancements, how they can be enabled, and what are our implementation recommendations. The first and most notable enhancement as part of the new learning experience is the new homepage. SAP are now presenting a new homepage which will now be available alongside the legacy page. The new homepage is more attractive and streamlined and is designed to create a more meaningful and well-organized learning experience. Let's review the main features of the homepage. At the top of the page, there is a new switch button that enables the user to navigate between the new and legacy homepage views. By default, the system will be set to show the new homepage, although the system admin can change the default to be the legacy page. The search box now appears at the top of the page instead of as a tile. You can support the enhanced search functionality. Instead of the large and all-encompassing My Learning Assignment tile, which presented the learning assignment as a list in a table, we are now getting a new section where each learning task is presented as a card. The learning experience becomes more coherent by having dedicated sections for required learning, requests for me, and invest in myself. Required learning includes all the learning tasks assigned by the system or others to the employee. The tasks, typically items or programs, are sorted by due date with a clear indication of learning duration and the due date or how long the item is already overdue. An indication on curricular status appears at the top of this section, which is also links into the curricular status page. Requests for me cover pending requests the user is required to perform on behalf of other users, such as observation requests. Invest in myself covers self-assigned or already started learning. Here we can also see the thumbnail image of the item or program. In addition, for any item in this section, the user can block calendar time by setting a time and downloading an ICS file that allows to save it as a calendar invite into Outlook or any other mail client. Additional sections exist for bookmarks, peer recommendations, and personalized recommendations based on artificial intelligence. Each section will appear for a user only if they have any related data. For example, a user with no observation requests will not see the request for me section. It is important to know that there is still some functionality missing in the new learning homepage that is available in the legacy one. This includes a few important standard tiles such as history, my curricula, my team tiles and links, as well as custom tiles who are not supported for now in the new homepage. This means that if you want to enable the new learning homepage, your users will have to switch back and forth to the older homepage to get that functionality. As you can see, the new learning homepage is work in progress. Although the basic elements are there, some additional needed functionality is expected in the next releases, such as banner configuration, custom content, learning history, as we mentioned, and a new look for the manager view. All these additional enhancements will become available during 2024, according to the roadmap. And in 2025, the new learning homepage is planned to become universal, which means it will fully replace the legacy homepage. It is important to add that one major prerequisite to enjoy the new learning homepage is the enablement of New Course Home. Most customers already enabled it. Those who still use the old item details page are now encouraged to upgrade to New Course Home, although it's not mandatory yet. Another prerequisite is integration sealing. Most of the instances integrations are already sealed as part of an automated process SAP is already running in the last few months. As for external use scenarios, the New Course Home will be enabled only if you move to the new IIS LMS integration. Again, another incentive to upgrade here if you haven't done so yet. If you prefer to disable the new homepage, then this can be achieved by disabling the entire new experience functionality from a new configuration page called Integrated Learning Settings. So what is our recommendation regarding the adoption of new homepage? If the new homepage fully satisfies the learning process you require in your organization, custom tiles are not used or are not critical, and the history tile is not a major concern, then you should consider switching to the new homepage. Although remember that there will still be a switch option to the legacy page, which may be confusing for some users. This cannot be removed for now. For all other cases, we recommend waiting with this move until there is parity with the legacy homepage or some other satisfactory solutions. And remember, the default in production after the release is applied is the new homepage enabled and also set as the default homepage. So if you do not want to have it yet, make sure you disable the new learning experience from integrated learning settings once the release becomes available in production. Another enhancement related to the new learning experience is enhanced search. The new search box now appears on the new homepage instead of the Find Learning tile. But there is more to it than just the location on the page. When enabled, enhanced search provides a few new additions. The first is that the search now covers more filter fields. So the search is not only by title, description, and ID, but also by category, attribute, and instructor. Secondly, the type ahead feature now provides thumbnails next to each suggested result, and the new suggested searches section is also included. The results are taken from all locales regardless of the user's language, which is different from the current functionality, which bring results based on the primary and secondary languages of the users only. And lastly, the results page has been enriched with more filter options, such as facility, start date, course length, and more. The prerequisite to enable enhanced search is to have the new learning experience enabled, as well as preparing the learning data in the system. This data preparation will be conducted as a background process by SAP, which may take up to 7 days, and will be launched in a staggered schedule, which has not been finalized yet. You can find the updated schedule in KBA 3382798. In line with our previous recommendations for the new homepage, if you opt out of the new homepage, you will not be able to enjoy enhanced search as well. Aside from the enhancements related to the new learning experience, there are a few less notable enhancements, mainly involving minor visual changes. But I would like to point out these two additional enhancements. The first is guardrail for changing content object launch method. This feature was added to ensure that an admin change in the content object launch method is aligned with the online settings of items using this content object and assigned to users. Previously, when you change the content object launch method, for example, from AICC to browser, this would disable the add to history on definition in the item. And thus an item already assigned to a user will not have any completion condition. The guardrail, which is now introduced, will force the admin to first remove the add to history configuration and save the item, and only then you'll be able to change the launch method in the content object. This is done by showing a validation error to the admin, instructing them to first change the online settings in the item, and only then save the change to the launch method in the content object. Pay attention that after you successfully change the launch method, you will still have to go back to the item online settings and provide the relevant definition. In our example, this can be complete on launch instead of add to history on pass. It is not a very common case, but admins who work extensively with online items might stumble upon this scenario. So it is important the admin understands their notifications and how to overcome it. Another minor change to note is Horizon Visual Theme in Learning Administration. The Horizon Visual Theme is the latest design standard for all SAP applications. Learning Administration has adopted it so that the user experience is more modern engaging, and consistent. This is an admin opt-in that can be enabled from LMS admin, admin Fiori Horizon enabled setting. When enabled, it applied the Horizon theme to some pages of the Learning Admin UI. This is a purely visual change, which includes more rounded corners and drop shadows, different font sizes and font weights, higher contrast and color palette used, as well as updated spacing. In the examples here, you can see the differences in the item details page, such as bold emphasis of the item title, the background of the item tabs, the color differences in the item overview details, and more. In the item search page, you can see below, you can see coloring of the search button, and the larger font sizes, and more modern fonts design. So that's it for SuccessFactors learning enhancements for this release. Moving on to Roy and WorkZone.
Thanks, Ron. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Roy Levy, and I will be taking you through SAP SuccessFactors updates on WorkZone. As Jan mentioned within the Employee Central highlights, managers and employees can initiate self-service actions from the homepage and quick cards themselves. WorkZone cards come to complete this game-changing functionality by giving employees and managers the option to initiate the self-service processes from the existing My Team and My Profile cards. Manager can change an employee's location, for example, without even leaving WorkZone. As a prerequisite, of course, the relevant templates and setup need to be configured in Employee Central and they'll align WorkZone cards accordingly. We see SAP efforts to make SuccessFactors navigation as seamless as possible, reducing the need to switch between screens while maintaining the integrity of all data quality assessments, including those dependent on rules, workflows, and so forth. Starting from this release, you can choose not to display empty cards on your employee's workspace. Until now, the card would anyway display in WorkZone, even in cases where there was nothing to be displayed. As of this release, though, you have the option to hide each card when there are no data to be displayed. Of course, keep in mind, this will impact your page layout when some cards are out of sight, so be careful and make sure to test in advance. That was it for WorkZone. Let's move on to performance and goals with Sveta.
Thanks a lot, Roy. Good morning, everyone. I am Shweta. I am excited to share some key highlights of this release for performance and goal management module. Let's take a closer look. Let's start with the goal UI. Finally, the latest UI has brought a long-awaited set of improvements. One of those is adding goals from goal library to PM form. That means now in performance management or 360 forms, performance goals can be added from a predefined goal library. There are some enhancements in the goal library as well. Previously, we could only search by category, but now we will be able to search from via search option. We can search for goals using specific keywords from the goal library. That will make it easier to search for a specific goals. As well as this library goal, now we can also create, edit, or delete milestone for goals from performance and 360 forms. Let's move to the next slide. Another noteworthy feature is the ability to save the goals in PDF version. Now we can print up to 10 goals. You can see these icons. With this, we can print up to 10 goals. And when specifying the goal details, in addition to the basic fields, we can include metric lookup tables, milestones, such fields as well. In addition, we will have the opportunity to preview these goals before printing. Now, with the latest goal UI, we can create the team goals in just a second. We can effortlessly generate team goals by copying them from any of our existing goal plans. And here's the best part. You won't need to take any action to enjoy this enhancement. If this is already configured in your goal plan, it will be automatically updated for you. Moving on to another newly introduced feature, which is directly addressing the issue where goals repeatedly appear as overdue on the home page and the mark as completed button doesn't accurately reflect the status. Now the admin can determine the option which status will be triggered the completion. It's important to note that there is a critical follow-up actions for administrators to ensure this setting is taking effect. They need to save this goal plan and select the refresh button. This step ensures the configuration change is effective and that the goal displayed are refreshed on both the goal management landing page and the home page. This update aims to provide enhanced functionality and simplify the process of setting and completing goals for your organization. Now moving on to the performance management. The latest enhancement in the performance inbox page were driven by valuous customers effect and they bring significant improvements to our user experience. The page layout has been rebalanced for better visual clarity and intuitiveness. There's now more space for the form list thanks to the more compact filtering region. Column display visibility are now hidden behind the column display visibility icon. UI elements have been organized into 3 distinct sections for navigation, filtering, and the form listing. Search filters are now accessible for every folder, including all forms, inbox, en route, completed, and other custom folders. For more reporting relationships like matrix reporting and HR reporting, that also can be used now as a filtering options. User can create form or manage a folder directly within the pop-over dialog of this page. The navigation panel has been improved with the addition of icons to help the user understand the structures. Users can expand or collapse the folder list with the arrow icon in both in progress and the en route folder. The page is now more responsive to the user's screen size, allowing them to adjust the width of each column in the form list as needed. Pagination bars have been removed, offering a smoother scrolling experience. These enhancements have also led to a more user-friendly experience for performance management from including rearranging the rating from others tab, redesigning the achievements tab, easy rater view, repositioning the buttons, fields, and more other the gap analysis. These changes aims to enhance the overall usability and the efficiency of performance management inbox and form management within your organization. In the performance form, another new feature has been introduced that allows users to hide unofficial user ratings from the users who are providing the official rating, typically being the managers, while still displaying the rating from others. This means there will be no longer any unrated blank fields. This enhancement is designed to provide a more streamlined user experience for customers who utilize this particular rating option. Now, in the PM form template, if we see the configuration, we can see the competency section has been replaced by the section attribute. As shown in the following screenshot, the attribute type field is to either add a skill or a competency. On form, a skill section is same as a competency section. User can provide ratings, comment on skills, and add more skills to the form if needed. When the form is completed, the skill and competencies together with their ratings are updated in the from subject growth portfolio. We can also create reports on skill ratings, comments, and rating skill information. SAP developed these features to deliver a performance review experience that's more relevant for users who have migrated to the Talent Intelligence Hub framework. The Talent Intelligence Hub is a centralized framework that connects individual attributes, strengths, and styles. Danny will share more information in few minutes regarding the Talent Intelligence Hub. Now, the administrator can also allow the continuous performance management data to be used by the Talent Intelligence Hub as well. Moving to the growth portfolio part. When growth portfolio is selected as the last rating source from template settings, the most recent proficiency rating for a skill or competency is displayed on the last rating tab of that skill or competency. Users can go to the employee's growth portfolio to see exactly where the proficiency ratings are coming from. Now moving to the continuous performance management. In continuous performance management, administrator can now automatically hide feedback from the former managers. This feature was initially supported for the instances using Employee Central in first half-yearly release of this year. And with this release, this enhancement is extended to the non-Employee Central instances, providing greater flexibility in managing feedback. Here's another enhancement for continuous performance management. Now the activities can be filtered based on performance goal or development goals. This change doesn't alter the functionality of the earlier, but rather improves the labeling to enhance the clarity on performance or development goals. So let's proceed with the last slide. Continuous performance management will be upgraded to the latest version. Users who are currently using the legacy version will be automatically upgraded to the latest version, but they will have the option to revert to the legacy version through the upgrade centers. The universal upgrade to the latest version will take place by first half of the 2024 release. It is important to note that if you are manually upgraded to the latest version already, you won't be able to roll back to the legacy version. Additionally, the 360 Reviews version 11 will be replaced by 360 Fiori version. From templates created in 360 Reviews will be locked and unavailable for creating new forms. Although forms that have already been created, that won't be affected. To use those legacy form templates, they must be validated and updated. In the new version, there will be warning messages when attempting to add more than 500 participants to a 360 review forms. That's all for today. Thank you for joining the session to learn about the latest innovation and enhancement in performance and goal management. Let's move on to succession highlight with Aarti. Thank you.
Thanks, Shweta. Hello, everyone. I'm Aarti Parab, Solution Lead Consultant. Let's review together some interesting release enhancements for succession and career development. Search for talents by skills. So what does this mean? If you're using Talent Intelligence Hub, in addition to competencies, users can now add skills as search criteria in Talent Search. The skill or competency ratings that users can choose from are based on a pre-configured rating scale from the Talent Intelligence Hub. Oh, and also to let you know, the term competencies has now been renamed as attributes. This feature has been developed to deliver a more consistent and relevant experience for users who have migrated to Talent Intelligence Hub. This enhancement is generally available and qualifies as a quick win. This is a new feature that comes from a customer community idea. What do we mean by emergency cover? There might be a business scenario where an employee, in case of emergency, needs to take over a position or fill the role defined by the talent pool. As an administrator, we can now enable succession planners to label nominees as emergency cover for such a position or a talent pool. With this feature enabled, a field called emergency cover is now available when a succession planner adds or edits a nomination on a position card, or when they add or edit a talent pool nomination. Here are the screenshots of how this feature appears on the position card and the succession org chart. The specific icon displayed next to the readiness rating indicates an emergency cover. Please note that a nominee's emergency cover value is independent from their readiness rating. For example, an emergency cover for a position can be someone whose readiness rating is either ready in 2-3 years or ready now. This feature has been developed to enable succession planners to manage employees as backup as well as long-term candidates. Again, we consider this feature a quick win, and you can activate this feature by navigating to nomination setup via Admin Center and selecting Allow Labeling Nominees as Emergency Cover setting. Skills are now also available in the career worksheet. Users can now explore skills in addition to attributes, previously competencies, for their current role and target roles in the career worksheet. What does this entail? This allows the user to create development goals for both skills and attributes they need to develop. Check readiness, role readiness, which would be calculated using self-ratings and expected ratings of skills and competencies to see how prepared they are for a target role. Under suggested roles, you can filter job roles by skills and attributes. Prerequisites for using this feature is that customer needs to have migrated to the Talent Intelligence Hub and have enabled the growth portfolio. We highly recommend using this feature, as the inclusion of skills in career worksheet will offer a comprehensive perspective of an individual's suitability for future roles. The last enhancement for the talent modules comes from a customer influence idea. Previously, administrators and program owners did not have the flexibility of adding and/or removing mentors and mentees after the launch of supervised mentoring programs. Now they do. We can now add or remove mentors and mentees after a supervised program is launched and initial mentors and mentees are matched. We might need to add or remove participants, for example, when a mentor must withdraw from an ongoing program. We can also remove the mentor from the program and add a replacement mentor. When added or removed, mentors and mentees receive corresponding email notifications. One thing to note is that if mentoring includes an integration with SAP Jam, after adding or removing mentors and mentees, administrators and program owners still need to manually update group members in SAP Jam. Overall, this feature definitely provides customers with greater flexibility in managing supervised mentoring programs. That is all for the succession planning and career development enhancements for the 2H 2023 release. I would now like to hand it over to Adam for updates on compensation.
Thank you, Arte, and hello, everyone. My name is Adam Zidek, and during my presentation, I will introduce you to some updates from this release that we consider useful. Let me start with the first news. First feature, an extended number of available custom validations within a plan. This was an enhancement which many clients had requested from SAP in the past. We are now allowed to set pop-up notifications for individual fields using different conditions. For example, if the total value of the field was not higher than 0, a warning would pop up. Until now, though, we could set these rules for only 5 fields on the form. This number has now increased to up to 20 fields. Another useful enhancement is the availability of an overview of changes to the form in the executive review. Change history has proven to be a very effective tool for controlling changes during the cycle. Now we can use this functionality in executive review as well for a specific filtered population. I personally find the next enhancement to be the most interesting, the renaming of compensation statements. When we downloaded compensation statements in the past, the name contained only the user ID of that user. Now, SAP has extended this to include the employee's full name. In future, we will therefore be able to more effectively recognize which statement belongs to specific employees, thereby making the distribution of statements much easier. The last of the selected enhancements that I have prepared for you concerns the instruction section, which we can find on the form and though which we can provide important information concerning the participants in the process. Many customers have requested the ability to rename this section and use the translation option as well. SAP have accepted this enhancement request and implemented it in this release. That's all for me. Thank you for your time, and let me pass the floor to Sharon and Analytics.
Hello everyone, I am Sharon and today I will be taking you through the People Analytics enhancements. We have enhancements module specific, cross modules, and also tool related releases this session. For those of you who are using the Learning module, you might have heard of the synchronization of the Learning module and the Talent Intelligence Hub in SAP platform. In this release, SAP did a small rebranded and changed competencies to attributes. Those attributes can be assigned a tag that will allow you to categorize them and map them between the Learning module and the Intelligence Hub. So let's move on and now see the Intelligence Hub. In the Intelligence Hub, we have the table and column, attributes, attribute tag, type, tag, growth portfolio, behavior, per efficiency level, per efficiency sets. You can there report on when the element was created or modify, its name and description, and finally its status. This release is taking us one step closer to linking between the Learning module and the other modules. As I remind you, Learning is a standalone in People Analytics as of now. Last release, we announced the audit trail for performance module. In this release, we have the audit trail for the recruiting module. You can now tell when and for how long a candidate's application has been in each status or if a step of the recruiting process was skipped. Another small update for the time module. This time relating to the temporary time information. When there's a temporary change in the schedule of an employee, you can enter the reason for the change in the comment field in the temporary time information in Manage Data. The comment field is now reportable in Story, which can help you map all the temporary changes, as well as classify the reason for those changes. To report on RBP in Stories, you had to have the full edit permission as a role-based permission admin. To broaden the users that can report on the RBPs, SAP has reduced the permissions from role-based permission admin edit to role-based permission admin view. Also on the topic of permissions, many customers have faced issue providing permissions to the viewers of the story reports. In the specific case of organizational data, depending on where they are fetched from, they require a different permission. Even if they are visible to the user in EC, in the store report, organizational data can either be foundation object or user data. With this new permission, you can guarantee that the viewer will see the organizational data regardless of the origins in the system. However, this permission does not have a specific target population, so be very careful who you provide the permission to. We recommend using it for all the admin users as well as high-level management. In SAP, you can create system email notification for different module and different tasks, such you can see on the left. And you can now use story reports on those email notifications to analyze the following objects: data related to the generating of the email notification, delivery information for each email notification on the recipient side, and processing data of the email notification within SAP internal servers, as you can see on the right, all the reportable elements. A very important note, you can only create a report on data from the recent 15 days. Another small update was made, this time to the dynamic group. The label User Group ID chart was changed to User Group ID internal, and the field dynamic or status was added to help you map just that. Last release, we announced the new optimized view mode, whose goal is to bridge the gap between embedded story and cloud analytics. This release, we have many additional features added to the optimized view mode, 28 to be precise. All those additions are mainly aimed to enhance the viewer experience. However, from a technical perspective, the optimized version is not yet ready for complex analytics, but it is great for simple reports. Therefore, we recommend for complex reporting to keep building in the classic mode and then save your story as an optimized view mode. It is now official. SAP has given an end date 2025 to all the other reporting tools and making stories the only embedded reporting tool. Many of the small updates done during this and the previous releases, such as the one done to the time module, are customer community ideas. So as a conclusion, I would like to remind you how important it is to be active in making those suggestions to SAP. This is the only way to make sure that by 2025, Story Report will be able to report on all your needs. If you have any question regarding this and the computation of the reporting tools, feel free to reach out to us and we will help you in your transitions. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you very much, Alon. Hi everyone. My name is Danny Cohen and I'm the Senior SuccessFactors Solution Architect at AKT. Before we dive into the detailed enhancements, I'd like to quickly review the entire module and to share some details about the migration process that is taking place. As a part of SAP's continuous improvement effort and further support to the whole self model, SAP is replacing legacy competency management and the center of capabilities by upgrading customers to the new Talent Intelligence Hub framework. As of June this year, SAP started migrating customers to the Talent Intelligence Hub, first in the preview instances and later in the production instances. Before doing so, SAP shared detailed communications on this process to all customers, raising awareness regarding this upcoming migration. The migration process included two parts. First, a migration process of the competency libraries into a new framework called attributes. And if this was successfully completed, SAP activated the Talent Intelligence Hub module. So bottom line, you should be aware by now that some of you already have the Talent Intelligence Hub in place. And what is exactly the Talent Intelligence Hub? It is a new conceptual approach which introduces a breakthrough in talent management processes. It consists of three key components: the growth portfolio, attributes library, and the skills ontology. Let's start. What is the growth portfolio? It is a central place for employees to view their skills and attributes based on their current job profile, which is pre-populated, and to add or reject skills that are recommended by the system based on AI, assign a proficiency level for every skill and attribute, and update additional information on their wholesale profile. And what is the attribute library? The attribute library is a repository of all attribute types an organization would like to collect and manage. Standard attributes will include skills, competencies, certifications, education, aspirations, mindsets. But it can also cover any company-specific topic like, for example, preferred feedback method. SAP are very keen to see what will the customers use it for. And the last part of the Talent Intelligence Hub is the skills ontology. And the skills ontology is a dynamic collection of skills sourced from leading industry and government organizations. These are the three components, or these three components can be manually used to create the employee's growth portfolio. But in addition, as you can see in the slide, it corresponds with many other modules in SuccessFactors to collect and use this information in many business processes. Some of them are the new enhancements added to this release. And I think now we're ready to review them. So let's start. The first enhancement was requested by many customers. As of this release, you can design your forms to allow ratings and comments of skills which are updated back to the subject's growth portfolio. You can do that using the performance form, Stack Ranker, and the 360 form, review forms. Actually, the technical setup of the skills section in the forms is very similar to the legacy competency section, and it actually provides the same set of features. Related to that, if you are already rating competencies or skills in performance forms, you can now view the latest proficiency rating that the employee has received for a skill or competency by connecting the form to the growth portfolio as the source of these ratings. This feature definitely delivers a well-needed improvement in the performance review experience, supporting the rating manager during the evaluation process. Next one, as of this release, users can now add skills as a search criteria in the talent search screen. The skill or competency rating that users can choose from are based on a pre-configured rating scale from the Talent Intelligence Hub. This feature has been developed to deliver a more consistent and relevant experience for users who have migrated to the Talent Intelligence Hub. This enhancement is generally available and qualifies as a quick win. Moving on to the Opportunity Marketplace, this is a progressive enhancement that enables the organization to take advantage of machine learning technology to help your workforce reach its potential with personalized development path. In this release, a new section, which is called Top Picks for You, is added, and an indicator is added to the section when there's an intelligent recommendation based on machine learning available. The algorithm uses your profile data and system interactions to generate these recommendations. And the last enhancement for today, in order to understand this enhancement, let's first talk about marketplace assignments. An assignment refers to a process of matching an employee to a specific opportunity within the opportunity marketplace. When an employee expresses interest in a particular opportunity, they can be assigned to that opportunity by the relevant manager or administrator. Assignments in the opportunity marketplace help facilitate internal mobility and career development within the organization, allowing employees to explore different roles and projects that align with their skills, interests, and career goals. Through the assignment process, employees can be considered for new assignments, temporary projects, or full-time positions within the company. Previously, or until now, once the hiring process was closed, the system automatically declined the applications from those who do not receive or reply to the offers, triggering assignment canceled or hiring closed notifications for these applicants. However, now with this new feature, assignment owners have the flexibility to manually decline applicants' applications who are considered as unsuitable for the assignment based on their requirements. When an application is declined, the applicant receives an email notification and the approval workflow is triggered for this application is canceled. We also have the flexibility of customizing the email templates which are used in this process. And this is all for today, guys. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.
I'd like to thank all our presenters, as well as a big thank you to all of you for taking the time to join us for today's webinar. We hope you found both sessions beneficial and informative. The recording of today's webinar will be made available shortly and shared with all the registrants. If you have any questions or need further information, feel free to reach out to us at info@aktglobal.com. On that note, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your participation today. Hope to see you all again very soon. Take care.